There is like such a beautiful hummingbird right now, and every time it turns its face towards me, it is bright pink, just like out on the tree in front of my window. So good. Sorry, very distracted. Anyhow. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, in case you didn't know, and today I've got a spring Q&A for you. You guys helped me on Instagram by asking me some spring related questions that I will be answering. I chose some of my favorite ones and also some very popular ones. I'll put a little tick counter underneath so you know how many times that question or something very similar was asked. But onto the questions. Question 1. Favorite wildflowers. I am incredibly indecisive, and because my favorites kind of change year to year, I'm going to give you 3 wildflowers that I love. My favorite wildflowers are foxgloves. I love their height and it adds a lot of dimension to the scenery when foxgloves are in the landscape. Then I also love forget-me-nots. Those are one of the ones you learn to identify pretty early on if they're native to where you live. They're that beautiful blue with little yellow center, and they're just such a happy, gentle flower. And then finally, this is one that I have found a new respect for, and that is Queen Anne's lace. I think it is one that really goes under the radar, but a little field of Queen Anne's lace is so beautiful. It really does look like lace and it's so delicate. I really like it. Question 2. Favorite spring scent. Okay, aside from the smell of rain, which is my favorite scent all of the year, I also really love the smell of cherry blossoms when you're walking down the street and you sort of get this big whiff of cherry blossoms that just feels like spring. So it would be that for sure. Question 3. What's your go-to spring outfit? I wouldn't say that I have a particular favorite or go-to spring outfit, but I definitely start gravitating more towards my floral pieces, especially floral dresses. And I know,
thinking like
florals for spring, groundbreaking. But it's what I like, okay? And it makes sense. Makes sense, and that's okay. Anyhow, here is an example of a spring outfit that I love. It's got everything you need. Florals, cardigan, and a cute pair of flats. Before we get to the next question, I would just really appreciate it if you could take a sweet moment to subscribe and like this video. I really appreciate it, so thank you very much. Question number 4. Favorite spring flowers. I know I already answered what my favorite spring wildflowers are, but I think of this question more about what I would get as a bouquet or get from the store, something like that. So for me, that would be tulips, and then for a late spring one, I love peonies. That is my favorite flower of all time. But yeah, tulips and in brackets peonies as well. Question 5. A perfect dress for cherry blossoms. I think that would be this dress. It is a dress I've had for a few years now. It's from Aritzia, and I really love this dress. I really reach for it. It is something that makes me feel really beautiful, and I think the tone of it is perfect for cherry blossoms, where it is sort of this blush color that would match the cherry blossoms, but also have enough contrast that you're like standing out. So, question 6. Is spring your favorite season? No. It's my second favorite season. I do love spring, but autumn is number 1 in this heart. Question 7. Do you ever plant flowers in the spring? I actually have not. I've never had a garden. I've lived in apartments basically my whole life, so we always just had a balcony. But I think this year I'm going to get a little planter and plant some flowers and maybe some veggies, so they'll be ready spring and summer. We'll see. Maybe that's too ambitious. I don't know. Question 8. Favorite spring activity. My favorite spring activity is going to the farmer's market. You know, after this long winter where there's not a lot of interesting produce and no flowers and things like that, The farmer's market is a dream. I love to cook and I love the local vendors, so going to the farmer's market with my partner is a very sweet sort of date that we like to have weekly. It's very special to me. Question 9. How do you dress for that in-between weather? For me, that would be light jackets, cardigans, and layers. So I love to be wearing something a little warmer on the top, so that way when there's wind or you're in the shade, you're set to go, you're cozy, you're good. But then when the sun is out and you're somehow thinking it's summer, you can take that off, wrap it around your waist, or put it in your bag or something like that, and you're set to go. Question 10. What is your spring color palette? My favorite spring color palette would be this one. I love neutrals all year round, so that's why those are in there. But I love those sort of more dusty colors in spring. I like pastels as well, but sometimes I find pastels a little bit too intense, so I tend to go for a more dusty palette, and I find that those dusty colors work really well with the brown tones in my wardrobe, so it lets me mix and match things really freely, which I love. Question 11. Series and films to watch in spring. Without a doubt, and with an E, is the series for spring. It is really, really beautiful and delicate, and the cinematography is amazing, costumes gorgeous, scenery. As for films, I'll link in the description below my Cottagecore film recommendations, because honestly they're going to be the same for springtime. I love these films so very much, and they bring me all the spring Cottagecore vibes, so go watch that video as well. Question 12. Recommend some springtime songs. I think I'll make a playlist and I will link it in the description below, but I'll also write the songs right here so that you know which songs I like to listen to in spring. I think these ones all have that sort of calm but starting to get more upbeat sort of sound, so go enjoy that. Question 13. If you could grow fruit and vegetables in a garden, which ones would you choose? I want pumpkins. I know that's not a spring fruit or vegetable, but I want pumpkins. I would probably really love strawberries. I used to grow those when I was growing up on my balcony. My mom and I would buy like a strawberry plant, and it was always so exciting when strawberries would grow, and they always taste way, way better than like store-bought ones. So those, and then I also love a good tomato plant. Those are probably like the 3 favorites of mine, but pumpkins would definitely be a dream. Question 14. What's your favorite tulip color? Is it boring if I just say white? I really love white tulips, especially like the curly ones. I don't know what they're called, but I actually have those right now in the other room. We're yellow because yellow is my favorite color. I think those are my favorites. Question 15. Favorite spring food or flavor? I love asparagus, but it makes your pee stink, which is not ideal. I love matcha lattes, or like matcha brownies. Those always remind me of spring, and they are that really fun green color, which matches the aesthetic of spring, so always nice. And finally, spring oyster mushrooms. I love oyster mushrooms, especially if I can find them myself in the forest, because it's rewarding. It's rewarding to forage for food and like bring it home and eat it and not die, so it's great. Question 16. What's a spring fashion staple? A cardigan is the perfect companion for spring. You know, you can get sort of more like a wool cardigan for those colder days, or you can go more like cotton thin layer cardigan. You can wear a cardigan as a shirt. They are so versatile. You can really do so much with a cardigan. So I think spring calls for cardigans, and they keep me warm and keep me cute, so what more could I want? Thank you guys, gals, and non-binary pals for watching. I love you all so very much, and I would love to know what your favorite wildflower is in the comments below. I want to see what's common in other parts of the world, and and what you all like. So I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm being ambushed. Hello, my camera died, so I have a package. Nothing for me? Okay. I'm gonna get hungry if we keep talking about this. I'm fragile.